Hello everyone, so I'm coming back to you with a dream that God gave me on October the 25th of 2017. And I actually wrote this dream down on my phone the day I had it, so I felt like God was putting it in my spirit for a while to go ahead and record this dream. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it from my notepad as I wrote. It's kind of long. So right into the dream. My brother was having a party for his birthday at my job, and my cousin and her girlfriend was there, and there was still some tension between me and her girlfriend. Now, beforehand, some of the leaders of the White House tried to kill Trump, and they thought they did and was happy about it. Everyone in the US thought he was dead and was happy. But I actually somehow seen a video where those leaders came together because someone in the White House told them that they needed to have an important meeting. Now, while they were all sitting down having their meeting, Trump appeared from a secret room and shot all of them in the head. Now, he was so mad that they tried to assassinate him. He went ahead and shot them again even though they were dead, and because of him shooting them again, he blew parts of their heads off. Now, after that, he left with his Secret Service people. Now, when I got to the party, I pulled my cousin outside in the hallway, and her girlfriend, seeing how scared I was, and she followed us, and I was telling them, basically telling my cousin that I had a dream about Trump and everything I saw. But when I was telling her, no one at the party was worried about what I was saying because everyone was telling me he was dead and we were fine. So I guess I told her and everybody else, so no one was worrying. So my cousin's girlfriend was shocked that I had a dream like that, but I felt bad for lying because it was not a dream. I actually saw it on video. So when we went back into the room, I turned my chair around because I was ashamed that I actually lied about that, because I didn't want anyone to look at me. Now, before my brother started performing one of his songs on stage at my job, the news came on, and they announced Trump was alive. They announced that Trump was alive, and everybody was basically shocked. And he said how he killed all those and they said how Trump had killed all those White House people so savagely. And I think they even showed some of the gruesome scenes of the bodies that he murdered, of the people he murdered. I started shaking and saying, we have to go and get out of here. So now the whole dream just switched and they went back to my apartment where I stay. So I'm in between the cars in the parking lot watching all of this go down. So Trump and his people were there, and they were all outside the apartment, and they were rounding up people to kill. But before they killed you, they asked people if they accepted the mark of the beast. These two guys that denied the mark, they hit them in the middle of their face with a sword, and they left an imprint of a cross between their eyes, and they chopped their heads off. It was nighttime when all of this was happening. Those dudes were so scared, it was so real. I even said, they were right. There is nowhere to hide. The fear of dying in such a way was something you really couldn't overcome. I saw Trump give the chip to one dude on the floor, and the man was so afraid that you could basically see the fear take over his common sense, and he accepted to get the chip. Now, this chip that they had wasn't like the little tiny RFID chips. It was something you can actually hold in your hand. It was kind of big. So Trump was standing there over the man with a gun, and the man was pounding the chip to his head, saying something. I don't remember what he was saying. The man was chanting something while he was trying to pound the chip in his forehead. After that didn't do anything, he tried his leg to put the chip in his leg, and Trump told him he was going to shoot his leg. That way the chip could be implanted in his thigh. The man was so fearful, Trump shot him, and the man pushed the chip inside of him, and it immediately infused with him, and it was as if he went through some type of change, or like something clearly dark was a part of him. But it did not necessarily surface just yet. You could just tell like he wasn't the same anymore. Now, after that man got the chip, Trump laid down on the floor and got the chip as well, like implanted into him. At that time, I knew we had to go, but there was barbed wires on top of the wall surrounding where I stayed. And we couldn't come out in the open because Trump and his people would see us. Now, we were in between the cars. I didn't really see people behind me, but for some reason, I felt like there was people following me and I was basically leading the way. I even said, please God, save us. Don't let us die this way. But I didn't say it in English. I basically said, Bon Dieu, sauve-nous, patitez-nous mourir comme ça in my native language. I said, and then for some way, somehow, I knew I had a knowing of a way out of the apartment place. I just knew that in a bush somewhere where we were, there was a hole in the wall that was big enough that we could escape through. So we started searching for the hole in the wall and we could not find it. I was scared that they were going to find us because at this moment they were everywhere and hurting people. I didn't wake up because it was time for me to go to work, so I didn't finish the dream. But I remember my dream and in real life that I kept saying I'm late, like for work. But I think it was I'm late and now I'm here on earth suffering and I didn't get to leave. So I don't know what this dream would mean. If anyone has an interpretation, can leave it.